All right, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Thursday, May 9th, 2024. If you've not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So markets here today with a pretty good session. So markets very strong here, really all day long. So we had the jobless claims this morning, and it beat by I think like 20,000. It wasn't an insane beat, but it definitely upticked. And we saw a beat that we haven't really seen in a while. By beat, I mean to the downside, which for the markets is good. As you can see, ZB here, big bid, pullback, and then just kind of up throughout the day here. The futures here on the ES, same kind of deal, pop, retest, and then just kind of pushing higher all day long. I talked about this yesterday. Vol sellers, vol sellers, vol sellers. That is the name of the game right now, and that's really all it comes down to here. So, looking at, I mean, this candle here, here's your auction, right? We had the auction, and actually had a stop through. I think that's 6 in a row now on the 30-year. But look, I mean, this is just I'm gonna even call this a dip. Like, this is a downtick of about 10 points. Like, look what they do to volatility during that. It's like it's like they're selling it like they're never going to get a chance to sell volatility again. We get 4 or 5 points of a dip and they just come in and slam volatility. So it is just like relentless at this point here. And complete opposite from last week. I talked about this yesterday as well. Lots of hedges last week and now no hedges this week. But in that kind of pre-OPEX effect, a lot of dealer buybacks. That's pushing this up, and put selling is pushing us up too. A couple of things though. It's like the internals are a little strange. Definitely seeing some weirdness going on. The SMH is always one of my leading indicators, and it has not been strong lately. ARM reporting earnings. That stock did come off the lows, but down pretty nicely today. And really just, again, like I talked about this yesterday too, not a good earnings season in general. A lot of stocks got hit. The Palantirs, Disney, take a look at TripAdvisor yesterday. We know Datadog took a hit. There's been a lot of stocks that got hit really hard here on earnings. But semi's weak. And today, looking at gold, really took off to the upside, as did silver. It's almost kind of like something's going on here, something's kind of brewing. But right now, the conditions are not good for bears at all when volatility is low and volume is low. So right now, given where we're at, let me just do check here. Yeah, volume. It's 340, guys. 30.4 million shares. That is dead. But right now, we're above 5,200. And last stand for the bears here is the weekly close tomorrow. So you got to force a weekly close below that tomorrow. The big line in the sand here is 442.15 on the Qs. We're below that. The reason why that's the big line in the sand is because that's the weekly breakdown bar high. So a close above that would negate that. They don't even have to. We could be up tomorrow and still be below that by the end of the week. But that's kind of my big line in the sand here. So if bears can manage to not have the first 5 points of downside sold, faded with vol selling, then maybe they could put in a red day. And yesterday does not count as a red day, by the way. So maybe they can put in a red day and hold that. But obviously not in good shape, right? They're not in good shape at all. So, and another thing too, we have Michigan consumer sentiment, the only data point all week, unless you include jobless claims, so we get that every week. Right now, we're 50 points away from all-time highs. That comes out at 10 a.m. If that's a beat, there's nothing really saying it's not out of the question that we can have an all-time high close by tomorrow. It's a long way away in many ways, but it's also not. So maybe by Monday, Tuesday, I think OPEX, we'll probably, it's funny, we're close to double top, and then we have OPEX coming up, which is where all the OPEX effects end, and you get that vol selling to go away. But right now, that's the big line in the sand tomorrow. For bears, you want to be below 5,200 and 442.15 on the Qs. That's it. Very simple here. But the story of the week here is just put selling and low volatility. And that's what's keeping the market up here. IWM up 1% on the day, still below the high from Wednesday. So yesterday, definitely on the softer side, did some backtracking there. Still, some resistance up here at 206, 207. Diamond here had a really good bid today, and that got through resistance. We'll see what it does tomorrow. Does it close back below that level on the weekly with a pullback or not? But good bid for the diamond there. Semiconductors, this is a weak sector. I don't like that. This is the only thing that like really gives me caution here. Perhaps we just go to double top and then we roll over. I don't know. But right now, semi's weak. The pattern's not terrible, but this should be leading the market. And it isn't right now. And you've got big mega cap companies, NVIDIA, Broadcom, that are red today. IGV, again, another weak sector, down 7 cents. Still got a bear flag. This is one of the only, this is such a laggard sector. It is one of the only sectors that was actually, it's very close to being red for the week. So that still has a weekly bear inside bar. So cloud is definitely a laggard. I do not like it. I still don't like the transports, even though we finally made a higher high on the daily chart. This is still a laggard here. If it can hold up, the next level was 15.7, we'll say. And then you got 15.8 right there. That was your breakdown. All right. Interest rates. So again, let me get to the daily. So 2-year kind of backing off. If this consolidated, so you had a bull flag. It didn't fail. We never got below the green bar. But you could make your case you have an inside kind of mini bear inside of the bigger bull channel. So if that sets up sideways, it could head down. Yields, I'll say this. It seems like the economy is slowing down to me from the data I'm seeing and from how bonds are behaving. They're all of a sudden magically getting a bid now, even though they have no reason to. There's also rumors about swap lines with Japan, but that's another story we'll get into probably in the weekend video. But maybe that's what gets the market to all-time highs, is finally the economy slows down enough, and then we kind of know what happens from there. But in any case, bonds starting to put that bear flag in there on the 5s, 10s, 2s, and 30s. But again, I still think we get a bid down here if that happens. But bonds a little bit on the weaker side. Anyway, XHB, that had a nice day today, still inside of that channel. But pattern-wise, you had an up move and you're going sideways. So, if it wants to go higher, you got the gap there, but you've consolidated, so that's minor. I would say 110 is your next level. Just keep it simple there. VNQ, nice bid today. Again, here's your resistance. Right into it. That should be decent. We did consolidate for 4 days, but it should at least pull back there. XLF, and then what did I say? Even during this downdraft, I said, what was the one thing I said for bulls? Like, the best thing for bulls right now is financials and KBE and KRE, believe it or not, all holding up. Look at JP Morgan. It's just the stock just does not want to quit. Pretty soon they're going to own every bank, so I guess that makes sense. The XLF up 25 cents. 4170 is still resistance. So we'll see if that pulls back tomorrow. KBE is threatening a weekly breakout. ARE, trying to break back above these pivots here. Still has a weekly red bar. That's a ton of resistance up there, but it can trade up to that. And then broker dealers here, trying to put in bullish consolidation. And there's really nothing wrong with that chart. Maybe bigger time frame. Yeah, monthly is overbought, but not terrible. Oil, little follow through day, nice pop there, up 57 cents. Again, still looking for 80 to 82. Simple. XLE, nice day today, up 1 1/4. I still don't love this chart, but it's holding up. There's a little short-term trend line right about there. We'll see how that plays out tomorrow. Probably backs off of it. XOP, same look. And OIH, same look. I'm still not convinced those are done, though. Correcting. CCJ up 3 1/3. You guys know I like the weekly on both of these. Nothing's changed on either of these. The URNM though, it's trying to hold above this area. We'll see what it does tomorrow with the weekly close. But usually the third hit of a trend line is a fake out. Nat gas powering up. So new highs. Yeah, new high going back to the 10th of last month. Let's look at the M. Yeah, nice move. So 240, your next stop on the M contract. And that's also continuous. So falling wedge, big fat falling wedge. Nice breakout, 240 to 250 or so is your next stop on nat gas. That should trade up into June. It usually does. Dollar index lower today. This really could not get out of its own way. Take a look at this. It was trading higher, and then jobless claims, boom, down. Just dead cat bounce the whole way. 105 short-term support. 104.50 is bigger. Below that, 104. If this puts in a higher low, it can just, trade up here. The weekly chart's still very good, though. At least for now. All right, gold getting a good bid today. I'm still not convinced this is done correcting, but it's having a good move. GDX was on the move as well. A lot of miners reported last night. I think Royal Gold and Cisco both reported. By the way, this is like my favorite earnings reaction ever. Like it basically did nothing. I wish every company would do that on earnings. But I really like the pattern on this. And GDXJ, same thing. Silver was the big winner, up 3 1/3. Should have some resistance around 29. But good move there for silver. The miners looking good as well. I think they're weak. I don't think they're ready on the weekly, but who knows? I could be wrong tomorrow. Platinum also bidding up. So testing 1,000 again. Got to make a higher high, get above 1020. And then palladium here again. Still 1,000 is still the level to watch there. All right, so all right, copper here. Again, holding up. I still think weekly consolidation likely. Extended, overbought, needs to consolidate into a lot of resistance. So nothing changed there. And then Bitcoin, lastly, holding up nicely. So again, it's kind of in that, you got the lower highs, but you do have kind of a, you can make a case you got a possible zigzag pattern there. But if that fails and rolls over, you go into 52. Maybe even spike 50 down, because I was talking about this last night with one of my friends, and a lot of people are calling for 52. So sometimes you get the down and then up, and if I can draw it in right, should have just kept with the eraser. But you get a spike, right? See who's offsides on margin. See how many people we can stop out. All right, if we look at the weekly, let me just get rid of this. All right, if we look at the weekly, right, 46 or so, that's where we based before we broke out. So, maybe it just gets like this, and then it gets sliced and then immediately back. One of those, like, it's down 7,000 points in 30 minutes and then up 4,000 points in the next 5 minutes. One of those things that Bitcoin always does. So just something food for thought there. Outside of that, it's fine, but I'm just kind of spitballing here certain scenarios for Bitcoin. So anyways, yeah, 10 minutes left. Again, market's holding up okay. We're only 50 points away from all-time highs. I mean, it's far away, but it's not far away in the sense that we could hit it tomorrow. We need a catalyst. We have Michigan consumer sentiment. That's not like a non-farm payroll catalyst, but it's definitely one. And if we're already gapping up, that might blow us off to that area. Otherwise, it's likely we'd see it Monday or Tuesday, and then maybe a pullback into kind of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's assuming bears don't show up tomorrow. If they do, then they're still alive, but you got to get back below 52. And you guys know the line in the sand right there on the triple Qs. Let's put that in and make it nice and special. There, it's yellow now, so you can see it easily. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.